These people are so hell-bent on their suicidal empathy, all right, that they're losing their mind. All right, so Hasan Piker was just brought on to talk about the tough conditions in Cuba. He was just brought on CNN after CNN literally posted like an entire hit piece on him, which I covered yesterday. He's brought on to CNN to talk about, the poor Cuban suffering under communism. I'm sorry, under Donald Trump, sort of, somehow. We're going to blame Trump for this.
Paint us a picture of what it's like on the ground. What'd you see?
When I first landed in Cuba, I was taken aback by how beautiful everything was.
Oh, shout out to Donald Trump.
You got the 1950s cars and
You know why? You know why it's 1950s cars? You know why it's 1950s cars? It's because the moment communism kicked in, all right, Cuba fucking died. All right, Cuba was dead the moment communism showed up, and it just took a long time until the corpse rotted this badly. All right, Cuba was a dead country ever since communism, because communism cannot create. It can only get free shit from other people because none of their people are actually incentivized to do anything. All right, that's why you have 1950s cars, because they're stuck in time, unable to advance under communism.
It's a tropical island destination, but very quickly thereafter.
So why do people keep trying to flee Cuba? Right, so why are refugees escaping Cuba all the time? It's just such a beautiful paradise.
As soon as we got into Havana, the main city area where people congregate, I couldn't believe the sights that I was seeing. It was very sad. You had homes that looked like they were bombed out.
Wow, sucks that a communist dictator's in power.
Our tour guide at the time said that this was
His tour guide was a Chinese operative, literally sponsored by the Chinese Communist Party.
What a product of hurricane season and how difficult it is to like repair these buildings. And
you mean to tell me people don't actually want to get jobs under communism where everyone just gets equal shit?
And I already had known about the rolling blackouts, and I experienced them later.
Yeah, I wonder why they have no power. That's so weird. You mean to tell me that they were only surviving because they were getting free oil from Venezuela and China? And now that they're not getting free shit from places, they're literally fucking dying? I feel so bad for the people in Cuba. It really sucks that you have a communist dictator, but don't worry, we'll take care of him soon.
Today, and it was definitely...
I don't know if you heard the news. It's April, and that means we're getting a new El Presidente this month. Last month was Khomeini. This month, don't worry, my guys. Don't worry, we're coming.
Like anything I've ever experienced before. Everything's pitch black. There aren't any traffic lights on. Like, it's crazy.
Wow, no power. That's crazy, yeah. Shithole.
Right, but... I was taken aback. I was very sad by all the poverty that I saw.
I love how this dude's like, what was Cuba like? And he's like, I was sad. I was angry. He's literally just an actual high school kid.
And then I was very angry. It was actually Ben Rhodes who told me that I would get very sad when I first went to...
Former Obama foreign policy advisor.
Former Obama foreign policy advisor Ben Rhodes, who was, formative in the previous normalization agreement with Cuba that Barack Obama had orchestrated.
You mean to tell me Barack Obama was literally working with China to make sure that Cuba would be a propped up literal base of our foreign adversaries in our hemisphere? Least surprising news of the day.
And he was right. It was very sad to see. But
yeah, communism sucks.
Very angering. It was very anger-inducing because I felt like, there was a lot of potential.
I love how Hasan thinks that he just needs to be a therapist. Then I felt angry, and then I felt sad, and then I felt gay, so I electrocuted my dog.
On this island that we were just robbing the people of. And
he's acknowledging the fact that he was literally put up in a government-owned hotel, the only place in the entire city that had electricity. And it turns out that when Hasan Piker was there, throwing all these music festivals, using the last of their power, hospitals didn't have power and people died in surgery because of, allegedly, Hasan Piker's entourage. He literally got people killed, allegedly.
And it's totally cruel and totally unnecessary.
No, actually, it's a complete and utter normal reaction to communism.
It was part of the reason why I went to Cuba, because I've heard a lot about Cuban organizing, the Cuban government. I'd read a lot about it.
Sure.
I knew about the island's history of developing sovereignty, but I'd also heard about this blockade, right? And I wanted to figure out exactly how this blockade was harming people directly.
How?
And in many ways that are indirect, because...
By the way, the blockade doesn't actually stop Cuba from buying oil. It just stops China and Venezuela from giving them free oil. Just to understand what the blockade is, because people think that there's like ships around Cuba. That's not a thing. There are no ships around Cuba. All right, we just don't want our adversaries to be propping up a communist regime in our hemisphere that hates us. All right. In fact, we would rather they could buy whatever oil they want. They just can't afford it because they have no money because they're communists.
Blockade itself is designed to be invisible.
If there's a blockade, it's an invisible blockade. Yeah, because there isn't really a blockade at all, actually.
It's a system of sanctions. It's this like bureaucratic nightmare that basically renders it impossible for the island to do regular commerce, just like any other country.
That's not true. They could do commerce. He's literally just lying.
Banks can't take out loans from any other banks. And you, as an American citizen, as a matter of fact, have a lot of restrictions on what you can and can't do both.
That is correct. You know what the restrictions are? You're not allowed to give money to the communist dictator that's running Cuba. You could go to whatever hotel you want, provided as it's not the hotel that's literally owned by the country. All right? You cannot fund our adversary. I love how he's like, I can't believe there are all these restrictions. We're not allowed to give weapons to people that are trying to kill us. Like, this is Hasan logic. He hates the United States so badly. He's talking about how immoral it is that our country is preventing us from literally funding people that are trying to kill us.
On the island, or if you wanted to even send money, if you have relatives on the island, it's a very difficult process to like directly send cash payments to your relatives as well. It's totally unnecessary. These rules are so arbitrary, and yet they're so damaging to everyone, to everyday Cuban existence.
Yeah, so sad, heartbreaking stuff that communism ruined him. That's why no one listens to these people. Like, none of this is actually true. Literally, none of this is even real. And the funniest part is, he said nothing. I got there and I felt sad, and then I felt angry. Like, again, it's truly remarkable how retarded these people are. Now, to understand how much the left actually hates us, all right, not funding our adversaries is not enough. You see, Providence mayor calls for a mural of Ukrainian refugee Irina Zarutska divisive over a train stabbing death. So, as you can see, this is Irina Zarutska. She was stabbed by this dumb fuck retard on a subway, on a train. Remember this face before you vote for the Democrats ever again. For real, for real. But it turns out they were vandalizing the mural of Irina Zarutska that was privately paid for. It wasn't paid for by the city. I think it was paid for by Elon Musk, actually. All right, it was privately paid for. And they keep vandalizing it because actually they just hate white people. actually they just fucking hate our culture and want us destroyed. Actually, it seems. So I think a black guy screaming, "I got that white girl" after stabbing her to death was divisive. Yeah. So they're like, "Yo, we have to remove this mural." So not only does it get vandalized, but the actual government is trying to get it removed.
Ultimately, we want to make sure that every community member that calls Providence home feels safe, and we can both agree that this
David Morales.
mural behind us does not reflect Providence's values.
It doesn't reflect the values? What values? It doesn't reflect mourning for a woman that was murdered by a psychopath on the subway in a racial murder that was literally done because she was white and there at the time. Well, what values does it not uphold?
Nor does it reflect the creativity that we want to see in our.
He just condemns. He's condemning. This is like the most shocking thing I've ever seen. He says that it doesn't reflect the values to mourn for victims of drug addict retards, or maybe is it the black on white violence that you don't want to condemn? Is that it? Maybe that's it. I don't know. How does it not reflect your values? What values is it not reflecting? Holy shit! It gets even better.
Move the mural. It felt well, Emily, Jean, it's still here, but not for long. Artist Ian Goodrow tells me he's sad it's come to this point, but after calls from Mayor Smiley and other local leaders to remove the mural, it felt like only a matter of time before this happened.
The artwork is going to be removed.
Artist Ian Goodrow.
That's crazy.
News to NBC 10 Monday after.
This woman was murdered in a senseless murder, and we did this to memorialize her murder, and they're saying that doesn't represent the values of the city. Like, they want us to fucking die. Their values are killing us, and this doesn't represent the values because their values are they want us to fucking die. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Afternoon. The Irina Zarutska mural is coming down.
A lot of people voiced their frustrations, and voices were heard, and the work is coming down as a reaction to that.
Well,
Yep, and that's where we're at as a society. Yeah, I guess. Now, to understand the way the leftoid mind works, I wanted to show you a couple of really, really good clips, all right? Just to understand exactly what we're dealing with, the people that are trying to kill us. All right, so this guy is a retard. This is incredible.
Say you're a judge, and you can make all the decisions you want. There's no penalty. You are shown a video that is deemed later inadmissible, which shows a man murdering his wife. This video is now inadmissible.
Why would it be inadmissible?
I don't know. This is a hypothetical.
Okay, it's
So
a
the
very
idea,
weird
the
hypothetical.
idea is you know someone committed a
Why
crime.
would the video be
The
inadmissible?
idea is to decide whether or not duty. You
Okay,
have a duty
give me an
to do
example.
these-
Maybe it's inadmissible because they didn't include the piece of evidence on the docket and give the video to the defense beforehand. All right, that's an example of inadmissible. That the prosecutor refuses to show the evidence to the defense to review before the trial, and now they just whip it out at the trial. Therefore, it will be inadmissible. That's a hypothetical. All right, just understand this is a feasible reality.
a certain
I'll give you okay, of what you're talking
How
about.
would you have felt?
Kyle Rittenhouse, I'm gonna
How
bring
would,
up.
how would you have felt if you did not eat breakfast this morning?
All right, so then this dude asks him another hypothetical because obviously the guy cannot fathom a hypothetical at all. So he's like, how would you feel if you did not eat breakfast? Right? This is the most basic hypothetical of all time. The answer is I would feel hungry. All right?
Okay, well, hold on a second. Gonna go to Kyle Rittenhouse for a moment.
Wait,
Go
can we finish
No,
my
but
hypothetical? How would you have felt? Can we finish
How
the
would you
hypothetical?
well, I didn't today, actually.
Well, I didn't today, actually. Absolute cinema. They cannot contend with hypotheticals because, you know, reality just doesn't work for these people, right? These people don't live in reality, right? They don't at all live in reality. So why does imagining a different reality matter if this reality doesn't matter, right? And it's every time, all right? This is another instance of leftists being wholesome. Jewish university student in Pittsburgh was attacked because he was wearing a Star of David. His attackers were Muhammad Kaur, Omar Al-Shami, Ibrahim Choudhury, Emir Reham Aslan, Ali Khalil, Adil Pirha, many such cases. Anyway, we just need to deal with this all the time, where these retards are coming in and they're fucking hating on our country.
Sneako's rage baiting me again today. It's not going to work. Sneako's celebrating that, like, Haiti won the World Cup or whatever. He's like, take that, Italy. It's like, bro, what the fuck? So last week, Sneako was saying racial pride is evil. Why do you have pride in your country?
It's because he hates America. He hates the West. He just hates Western civilization. He's also a Muslim. It's a coincidence, probably.
And then the Brown Clowns win the third World Cup. They win the third World Cup. And he's pretending like he gives a shit about soccer. Yippee! Hip hip hooray! Haiti won the third World Cup. It's like, dude, just stop. Just stop. Give it a rest already. I'm not biting. Okay, I'll bite. I'm not biting on that. I'm just not even going to bite on the rage bait.
God, I love watching these alliances collapse.
Nico loves the third world so much. Why doesn't he go there?
Because no one wants to go there, because it's a shithole.
Doesn't he just... Someone needs to say it. Hey, pal, you got a big chip on your shoulder. You're another guy that hates white people. I was going to say, you're another one of these guys that hates white people, hates America. Hey, man, if Islam is so great, go fucking live in a country where they got Sharia law.
Yeah, and this is, no one wants to contend with this point, because obviously that's a shithole place. That sucks. This is the Austrian president, all right, understanding how badly we're actually getting conquered worldwide by these third worldists.
Jede Frau kann ein Kopftuch tragen.
Any woman can wear a headscarf.
Und wenn das so weitergeht, und damit bin ich schon bei der nächsten Frage, bei dieser tatsächlich sich
With Islamophobia becoming increasingly widespread. Oh my God, these people are all retarded.
greifenden Islamophobie, wird noch der Tag kommen, wo wir alle
The
Frauen
day will come where we have to ask all women
bitten müssen, ein
to
Kopftuch
wear a headscarf
zu tragen. Alle.
as solidarity with those
Solidarität gegenüber
who
jenen,
do so for religious reasons.
die es aus religiösen Gründen tun. Jede Frau
Yeah, we're gonna have to shoot our way out of this one. This is unbelievable. With increasing Islamophobia, we may have to ask all women to wear a headscarf to show solidarity with those who do so for religious reasons. Yeah, we need a we're gonna need to shoot our way out of this one, boys. All right, now Alberta projected to schedule a referendum to secede from Canada this year with a 60% chance of them leaving Canada because they're just so fucking tired, bro, of the libtard bullshit. All right, so this is England bowing to Islam. All right, you know, you bring in the third world to kill us. They want to kill us, and then you literally defend them, and then you make our society bend to their whims as they try to kill us.
This has been a pretty big thing that's been going on. The BBC is now pushing anti-dog propaganda.
Are we all becoming
awesome?
too dog friendly? From coffee shops, restaurants, and retailers like IKEA, Zara, and John Lewis.
Private businesses.
Dog-friendly spaces are becoming easy to come by. There are 13.5 million pet dogs in the UK, and 36% of households own at least one dog. But people who are allergic to dogs or afraid of them.
No one fucking cares about the allergic to dogs. If you're allergic to dogs, you stay away from dogs. Right? You don't, wipe your nose in the dog's fur, okay?
Say that the rise of these dog-friendly spaces is a concern.
No, it's not. It's not a concern to anyone, unless you're a Muslim.
One woman with the extreme fear of dogs told the BBC that she feels trapped.
If you have a fear of dogs that's so bad that you can't go outside, you should just be institutionalized.
Bro!
If it's so debilitating that you can't even go and leave your house, then they should just put you in a padded room or something. That way, nothing bad happens to you.
And only goes out on special occasions due to the lack of dog-free zones. She's one of the many seeking support in online groups who offer advice on how to avoid them.
So people are really mad about this because they think that this is a psyop that's being pushed by them trying to normalize Islamic tradition.
There it is, boys. There it is. Obviously, it's because of Islam. Obviously, it's because these people are conquered. Obviously, it has nothing to do with the poor white woman that's scared of dogs and allergic. All right? Obviously, this is because Islam comes in large numbers. They demand fealty, and then the government folds because they want the Muslim vote. All right? And then they bring in more Muslims to get more Muslim votes. And then, then it happens. It happens, right? So the reality is, it's so obvious. It's so obvious. Why? They're saying that they want to start banning dogs in England. They want to ban dogs in England because they want Muslims to vote for them. It's unbelievable. Which is why in Morocco they kill millions of dogs, and in Turkey they kill millions of dogs because Muslims hate dogs. Yep.
A lot of people that are Islamic are not fans of dogs. And
puts it mildly.
Think that now you're probably going to start seeing more people that are getting angry about this. At this point, it's no longer
If I have to choose between Islam and dogs, the answer is very obvious.
About acceptance, it's about control.
Coffee shop owner whose brand is underpinned by the dogs says that they're part of the family. What do you think?
If a foreigner doesn't want to live in a dog-loving country, I'll pay for their taxi to the airport myself.
God, I fucking love that guy.
So we have Keir Starmer.
Queer Stalin!
We've seen a devastating rise in Islamophobia.
Oh my fucking God, dude. Every time a Muslim kills somebody, I hear about Islamophobia before I hear about the victim. It's honestly unbelievable.
I've heard firsthand of women wearing hijab who are too scared to travel by public transport.
What if they're too scared to not wear the hijab?
The surge in Islamophobia is simply appalling. I do not want Britain to be a place where British Muslims are not able to be their whole selves.
I do. I want Britain to be a place where Muslims can't be their whole selves. You mean even the slit the kafar at the neck part of themselves?
Where they feel they must hide or tone down who they are. As leader of the Labour Party, I am indebted to the contributions of Muslim members, activists and politicians.
That's the
there it
reason why
is.
you're doing this.
There it is.
You want the votes.
Yeah.
You want
it's every time. These people are so fucking corrupt. It's like it's heartbreaking.
Import these people in, do what they say, then get them to vote for you as a racial or a religious bloc. That's the reason why.
Who make our party what it is today.
It's always about the votes.
I'd like to thank Muslim organisations and mosques who work tirelessly to raise awareness and shine a light on the scale of Islamophobia.
I think that the world is past the point where you can just condemn something and assign a label to it, then it automatically gets disregarded. This exploit has been overused by people like him. There is a frame of reference.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit you with the truth, Nuke. Literally no one fucking cares. All right, your labels mean nothing. It's anti-Semitic to... No one cares. It's Islamophobic. No one fucking cares, man. Like, literally get it. Literally no one cares. It's racist to notice crime statistics. All right, my guy. Whatever you say.
That people like this create, where they assign a label to something and then they expect that the other person now has to remove that label. I'm so tired of this. Call it racism, call it whatever the hell you want. That's still the way that people feel. And you don't get to just disregard and ignore the way everybody feels because you think that you can assign a word.
Well, actually, he does do that, actually. Exactly. That's exactly what he does.
To it. That just automatically makes it wrong. That's not the way the world works. Come up with a better argument.
Yeah, no, the reality is, though, he actually could do that. In fact, that's his entire policy. All right, Keir Starmer's policy is, I am going to do fucking nothing forever, and everything will get worse, but I will be very remembered as the guy who let it get worse. And that's what we need to deal with in today's society. The left is literally trying to fucking kill us. Whether it's immigration, whether it's through judges, whether it's through all this unbelievable metric fuck ton of bullshit, blaming us for Cuba falling apart. Like it's literally a gigantic campaign to demoralize and destroy us. And we're done. We're so done playing that game. George Floyd murals, right? You got George Floyd murals literally everywhere. They're protected. They're super safe, not vandalized. Every fucking state has like 14 bajillion of them because that dumb fuck retard career criminal decided to overdose on fentanyl. But Irina Zarutska, an innocent person, or an actual refugee from an actual war, instead of these infinite third worlders claiming to be refugees that are just looking for a better life and escape their shitholes, all right? Irina Zarutska was a real refugee, and she was murdered because our justice system let her get murdered, releasing a career criminal again and again and again and again. But that doesn't align with the values. It doesn't align with the values to remember Irina Zarutska. The criminal that overdosed, that aligns with their values a lot more.